What's goody? Welcome back. This is going to be a depressing video because we're talking about Detroit Pistons, the worst team in the league. Imagine having the worst record in your league, and you have Victor Wembanyama in the draft, and you fall not to the second pick, not to the third pick, not to the fourth, but you got the fifth pick. So you're not even getting Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson. So essentially, you just wasted a season. Detroit, I feel bad. I really do feel bad for you. But we're going to fix this in this video because there is one trade that I think you absolutely have to make if it's available to you. And this could honestly save your season. Well, not season. Thankfully, Pistons fans, you won the lottery and got Cade Cunningham, who has had an injury issue. Don't worry, he's going to be a superstar. He's a 6'6" point guard that plays with a high IQ and can shoot a little bit. You have your franchise guy. He's going to be a star in this league one day. And then I also feel the same way about Jaden Ivey being a star. I love Jaden Ivey's game. I think him and Cade Cunningham is perfect backcourt. And I'm glad you were able to get Jaden Ivey last year. I would have been very, very upset if you didn't take him with the fifth pick. Then at small forward, you have Bojan Bogdanovic. You don't need him. He's making $20 million. Trade him. Trade him. Trade him. Trade him. Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman were starting together. These two are the same exact player. They really are. Just look at them. Both lefty big men drafted with the second overall pick and suck. If you're going to keep one of them, though, keep James Wiseman. Killian Hayes was a waste of a first round draft pick, but only since you got Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey now. But when Killian was the right option, I guess, when you took him. I mean, you could have gotten a lot better, but I guess y'all saw his potential and he didn't reach it. But thankfully, you got saved by making this mistake by getting Cade Cunningham. Alec Burks, he has a team option for next year. Decline it. You don't need him. See if you can trade him. Sign and trade action. Isaiah Livers, team option, 1 year deal. You keep him. He was good at Michigan, so I'd keep him. Isaiah Stewart, look to trade him. You have four centers, and he's the shortest one of them all. So I'd look to get rid of him. And then Jalen Duren. I think Jalen Duren is the best center on your team. So in my eyes, he should be the starting center, and he will be the starting center at the end of this video. All right, Pistons fans, there are four guys that I think you should look into trying to get if you could make a trade for three of them. And then you need to sign this other one. You're not going to, but you can dream. You've been dreaming a lot ever since your last championship, and since it's been pitiful in Detroit. We're going to get you back on track this offseason, though. So you can look into trading for Jonathan Kuminga, RJ Barrett, and AJ Griffin. They're phenomenal two-way wings, in my opinion. And that's what you're really missing. Your point guard spot and your shooting guard spot are solidified with Cade and Ivy. And then your center spot, you have four centers. You don't need another center. So you're really lacking small forward, power forward. Bojan Bogdanovic, he's not cutting it on a rebuilding team. He's a very quality NBA player. That's why you should look to move on from him. And you need more depth at that position because Isaiah Livers is not going to be a great small forward, especially coming off the bench. And then the guy you need to sign, one of my favorite players, Cameron Johnson, perfect guy to play small forward, but you're not going to get him. He don't want to go to Detroit. And that's why it's crucial that you make the right moves in the offseason and you don't rely on tanking so much like you did. That was stupid. I think you won 15 games to get the fifth pick. This is why I don't like tanking. And then, of course, the Trailblazers had the third pick, which I don't like. But anyone after third pick is like there's not really a need for a point guard for anyone. But that's besides the point. You need to save your franchise right now. You really do. Your franchise looks pitiful right now. So because your franchise looks so pitiful, I'm going to save it with this one trade. In this trade, you see the Pistons and the Magic making an exchange with draft picks this year. You're giving up to the Magic, Bojan Bogdanovic. The Magic are a team that really just needs better quality players around what they got with their young players. They have too many young players. You got you had three guards for a while. You probably still do. I don't remember their roster, but you got Markel Fultz. He's your starting point guard. You got Wagner, Paulo, and then centers. But that's besides the point. They don't need another draft pick, let alone two. So you're going to send the fifth pick over to Orlando along with Bojan Bogdanovic, and Orlando's probably going to take a Thompson twin. Detroit, do not, I repeat, do not take either Thompson twins in this draft. They are not going to be great in the NBA. I'm calling it right now. They're going to be bust. They've played against high schoolers last year and they still couldn't shoot the ball. They're still inefficient. No, don't take them. Here's who you're going to take. Well, I'll tell you later. But in this trade, you're receiving Jonathan Isaac, injury problems. If he figures out how to get over these injuries, he is a phenomenal basketball player, two-way player. He's exactly what you need at that power forward spot. But I'm not going to get my hopes up on him being healthy. But you want to take a chance on James Wiseman, and well, James Wiseman still has a chance. Marvin Bagley, though, really, that's the best you can do at power forward. No, Jonathan Isaac. Maybe you'll get lucky. And then you're going to get the 6th and 11th pick in this draft. And I'll tell you who you should take in a few. But you need to get two quality young players, specifically two quality wing players. And I got the perfect picks for you. So bear with me. I'm got one more trade though. Yes, it's time to move on from Isaiah Stewart. Ooh, that was crazy voice crack. Anyways, Isaiah Stewart, he is a grit and grind player. He's gonna hit his ceiling. He reminds me a lot like a Draymond Green that plays center. Like he's got that dog in him. Uh, but in Toronto, they need a center, and I don't think Toronto's going to enter a rebuild as much as I want them to, and I think they should. And they need a center. So you unload your center depth off to Toronto, and in return, you get Thaddeus Young, who has a 1 year contract, and it's only worth $8 million. So you're not really taking a cap hit there and whatnot, and you can look to move him. He's a very tradable player. You get the 13th overall pick from Toronto in exchange. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to have 3 first round draft picks. Get as many first round draft picks in this draft you can. You need to improve on the wing position. Even though I'm not drafting a wing with this pick, you need this. You need to make both of these trades. You need a lot of draft picks and you need a lot of young help. And now I'm going to tell you who you should draft. This pains me to say, but you're not going to take G.G. Jackson here at pick 6. I think G.G. Jackson is next LeBron James. And if you want to hear more on that, I will be making my top 5 position players at each position for the draft and my big board. But G.G. Jackson, next LeBron James. Calling that right now. But realistically, you're going to take either Cam Whitmore or Jarris Walker. I like both of them just as much. Power forward position is the best position in this draft. There is so much depth to it. Even though it might not be the top 3 guys, you're going to get a quality player if you take a power forward. And if both Whitmore and Walker are gone like they should be by pick 6, take Taylor Hendricks. You need him at power forward to play next to Jalen Duren, James Wiseman. whoever you start at center is going to be solely reliant on who you take here for your power forward spot because there's different matches that you have to have. But power forward is the most loaded position. You need to take a power forward. At pick 11, you're going to take the next Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I said it, the next Kawhi Leonard. And again, one of these guys that just fell completely off this year for injury problems or just he wasn't in the right fit. He was at the right fit. He was at Duke. He was hurt. Um, Dariq Whitehead, phenomenal 3-and-D player. Fit right in at your small forward spot. He'll give you exactly what you're getting out of Bojan Bogdanovic right now. But as I said, next Kawhi Leonard, I really think he has that capability to be like Kawhi Leonard. So getting him at pick 11 is a steal. He also played at Mount Verde like Cade, so there might be some chemistry there. Get Dariq Whitehead with this pick. You're getting a complete steal. His floor, I don't even know what his floor is. Probably Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder's his floor. And that means he still plays good defense. Like, this is a complete steal. Detroit, don't mess this up. Take Dariq Whitehead. So you've got your last pick in the trade that sent Isaiah Stewart to Toronto. You're now getting the 13th pick. The only spot you really need to fill now is your backup shooting guard spot. And I think at pick 13, you got to take Jordan Hawkins out of UConn. Now, Jordan Hawkins, phenomenal shooter, and he's got that big moment player energy that you love him off the bench for you. Take him. He can play a shooting guard next to Cade when he comes off the bench or next to Ivy, vice versa. It doesn't matter. When one of them's off the court, he can be on the court, and he provides phenomenal floor spacing and that winning mentality and that cocky edge about him. He's the best shooter in the draft class. He's better than Grady Dick, 100%. And here you have it, Pistons fans. This is your new roster going into the 2023-2024. And this is very, very realistic at what you could do given the trades. Now, if you don't have the trades, pick 5. Don't take a Thompson twin. That's all I ask of you. But anyways, you got Cade, franchise star, Jaden Ivey, perfect in the backcourt, Dariq Whitehead, next Kawhi Leonard at small forward. Power forward, you got between whoever you take for this power forward position. Draft a power forward. Draft a power forward. Draft a power forward. Walker, Whitmore, or Hendricks. You got to take one of them. Best position in the draft. Take one, please. Spare your fan base, please. And then, as I said, center, I like Jalen Duren, but it's going to depend on who you get at power forward since all 3 power forwards are different. And then Killian Hayes, Jordan Hawkins, Jonathan Isaac, Bagley, Wiseman can't just pick one and let the other go. They're the same player. And then, yeah, there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts on this. And as always, this has been Bold Hoops with Jay Hoopa.